When you work in the world of balanced scorecards, there's two conversations that tend to happen that are both really frustrating. I'm going to share them with you because I think if you understand where these are coming from, you'll understand a lot about what's going on. The first conversation is that every single measurement system is called a balanced scorecard. Now, you've got to admire Norton and Kaplan. They've done a brilliant marketing job. When the Balanced Scorecard came out in, what was it, 95, 96 as a book, in 92, 93 in the Harvard Business Review articles, it created a stir. That first book is the biggest Harvard Business School book ever published. Now that's tremendous. They have been really effective and everyone's jumped on the bandwagon. The problem is, everything gets called a balanced scorecard. In the same way that every ballpoint pen is a biro, every vacuum cleaner is a Hoover, every internet search is a Google, every MP3 player is an iPod, the balanced scorecard gets used as the phrase to describe any measurement system. And you see lots of conversations about what's the difference between a balanced scorecard and a dashboard, when is a balanced scorecard not a balanced scorecard, tons of it about. This lack of precision about the difference between a scorecard, a balanced scorecard and the balanced scorecard approach creates the second problematic conversation. And this conversation is basically, well, we had one once and it was a mess. It didn't serve our purpose, it's a load of rubbish, it's useless. If you ask a few questions, it very quickly becomes apparent that they weren't using the balanced scorecard approach, they were using something they chose to call a balanced scorecard. This is particularly true in the public sector where everything is a balanced scorecard but nothing ever has a strategy map. It's also true in commercial organisations where we've got a balanced scorecard, we've got a collection of 200 measures. So one of the things you often have to do is work out how you're going to overcome these two conversations. Well, I think there's two answers. The first one is precision of language. You have to make it really clear what's the difference between a scorecard, a balanced scorecard, and the balanced scorecard approach. I'm going to make those distinctions for you in a while. The second one is you have to get over the, how can I put it, stigma that's got attached to it. Even if it's only because they simply called it that approach, we've done it, it was a mess, we've gone back to some other measurement system. Now, many people have decided to simply change the name, so they call it the Business Balanced Scorecard or the Da-di-da Balanced Scorecard or something completely different. What I usually find is they've also thrown away many of the fundamental thinking principles and techniques which I'm going to talk about in a while. So what are they doing? Well, they're sidestepping it in my mind. They're ignoring all the really good stuff that Norton and Kaplan have in their books and they're reinventing it from their own perspective. So my approach is to re-educate, to put the precision back into the language so we're really clear what the differences are, help people understand that language and then re-educate them about what it really means by teaching them the principles. Which goes back to the 5 things that we do on every project: the content, the principles, the ownership, the why are you doing it, and making sure that people know where they're going. Because if you get those pieces right, they work as a set. So in the next video we're going to talk about what exactly are the core fundamental principles of a balanced scorecard and how you can tell whether you've got one or not.